So welcome to Mixologist, and this is the last installment of the video about the Weber power plate. And in this video I'm going to try and show you a couple of more things around the customer experience, what it was like to buy one of these in period. And I'm going to try and basically some musings around why I think this product, although from an engineering point of view is insanely great, I don't think it took off commercially very much. So first of all, let's go through the customer experience. So if you wanted to convert your carb to a Weber power plate, you needed to procure two different things. So you needed to buy the power plate itself, and this is the original packaging of it, but you couldn't stop there. You had to buy one of these, which is, this is the original packaging, by the way, and this is a calibration kit. So it depends on the carb you had to buy the calibration kit that was specific to that model in terms of that flow and your power plate. So therefore you already have to kind of shell out for two things. So this wasn't necessarily a what you call a cheap proposition. And also one of the things that I've showed you regarding the Weber power plate, it has a bit of a design, well, I'm not going to say design flaw, and it is the way it treats the air corrector for the idle circuit. So I've showed you this before in detail, and the problem is that this part is completely specific to the Weber power plate. There isn't a single Weber part that will fit or do the same function. It's completely bespoke. And what this means is that if you were kind of a customer, you put the power plate and you had to vary the idle air, what you needed to do is you needed to procure, again this is the original packaging, you needed to procure one of these. So it's a different set of air correctors for the idle. So you can see that, you know, if you were trying to experiment with one of these on your engine and you weren't getting it right the first time, things could get, you know, a bit expensive. So that obviously didn't help out the case for the Weber power plate, obviously, because it was quite expensive. The other thing, I think two more things why I think that the product didn't take off very much. And one of it, the first one I think, is that this product was mainly, I first started being marketed in the North American market, and therefore a lot of mechanics at that time would have known very well how to work with a Holley, but not necessarily with a Weber carb. So this introduces a Weber carb into a Holley, and some mechanics probably wouldn't have been very comfortable with them, or they wouldn't know how to make them work. So you need to actually know or have some idea about how Weber carbs work in order to tune this properly. And the other thing also, and the clue is in the packaging, it says brings your Holley into the 80s. So obviously, if you are buying this in the 1980s and you take it to like a tuning shop or that kind of stuff, this plate is competing straight away with EFI. So EFI at that point was kind of the new thing. So I think that, especially when you get to the late 80s, even more. So I think that by that time, probably this product wasn't as kind of insanely great in the eyes of the people who are doing the tuning, that they might have gone into EFI and just say, nah, let's just ditch the carbs, let's go EFI on this build. So I think that's probably another of the reasons. Now, in recent years, there's been somebody called Troy Patterson. He lives in California. By the way, I'm not getting any sponsorship or any money from him at all. I'm a customer of his. I use a lot of his parts, and he worked out a way to make this work for anyone, and it is the following. He invented a system that you can basically create a screw in the unit, and you can then screw in a different restrictor if you want a different air corrector. So in a sense, that's probably how the product should have been from the factory, but unfortunately it was made in that way. But actually, I think this is quite an unappreciated product, but it has lots of potential, and especially if you're doing kind of historic racing, or you're in a kind of track situation that you might have to make changes very quickly, changes in temperature, or the track conditions change and you need to do a quick jet change. These things are really what you need, but obviously they're not what you would call cheap. Neither should they be, because it is a really high quality item and they are very well engineered. So that brings us to the end of the Weber Power Plate series. I hope you enjoyed them. Please, kind of, if you've got any comments, questions, and that kind of stuff, just bleep them on the comment section. I'm always kind of doing kind of videos about carbs. So if you've got some ideas about, or if you want to see a specific carb or a specific topic, just give us just put it down in the comments, and I'll try to make a video about it. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.